Yo guys, what's good? This is Lockdown Stash. I'm Tarek. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for tuning into this video. Today I'm going to be reviewing a Eureka Films release of a classic trilogy of films, Hong Kong films, once again, starring Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung and Yin Bio, called Lucky Stars. So this is the Lucky Stars 3 film collection, which features Winners and Sinners, My Lucky Stars, and Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. Now it's just been released on Blu-ray. Eureka Films, just like 88 Films, specialize in remastering old films. So the remaster masters, just like 88 Films. So yeah, they've just released this, and all 3 films with their Blu-ray transfers. So you got all 3 films presented in 1080p on Blu-ray. Winners and Sinners, so the first film, which was released in 1983, the first film out the trilogy, presented from a 4K restoration. Then My Lucky Stars, which is the sequel, is from a 2K restoration, plus an alternate export version of the film, also from a 2K restoration. Then Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars is presented from a 4K restoration, but that also includes the alternate extended Taiwanese version from a new 4K restoration. It has original Cantonese audio tracks, optional English audio tracks for all 3 films, alternate Cantonese audio for all 3 films, including alternate music and sound effect cues, newly translated English subtitles. Yeah, I can keep reading off the back of this. So Winners and Sinners, there's criminals. They're in prison, but they're all in a cell, and they build friendships, and they make a deal that once they leave, they're going to try to go straight, and straight and narrow, just get legitimate jobs or open a business. And so what they decide to do, they decide to open a cleaning business. Now what happens is, during their time in prison, there's also a crime kingpin in that same prison who gets released shortly after these guys get released. So then their paths cross, and then they're stuck in the middle, and there's a lot of comedy, there's a lot of slapstick comedy. Now the thing with old school, 80s Hong Kong films, the slapstick comedy, absolutely hilarious. Check out this clip. What do you guys think? Right, that's only from the first film, and that's just a little snippet of what these films actually deliver, what they provide. So yeah, that's the first one. And the second one, now the second one is once again the same cast in it, slightly different though, because they're a trilogy of films. They have very similar titles, but yet the characters' names and the backgrounds differ slightly, but yet it contains, it has the same actors in it. So, loosely based off of each other, like a sequel, an actual, like a timeline, but not. So it keeps it fresh, but the comedy, once again, they just delivered the best. I remember watching these as a kid once, and I couldn't get enough of it. Even to this day, it just cracks me up. Some of the what the old school actors, legends, provided and did in these films. So My Lucky Stars is about the criminals. There's criminal masterminds, 2 police officers. One of them is actually Jackie Chan, and Yin Bio are after these guys, who's a dirty cop. And he's working for this crime organization, who happen to be the Japanese crime organization. They don't specify that it's the Yakuza in the film, but it's just, they're Japanese, and then this dirty cop, and they're trying to track him down. And now what they need help. The cops couldn't track down this dirty cop, so they need help from the lucky stars, which are Sammo Hung, Stephen Fung, Richard Eng, these legends, Eric Sang. They all come together and recruited by the police to track down these crime lords. Well, once again, the antics that they get up to, it's hilarious. Then Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. The actors are back in it again. This time around, the lucky stars, who are the criminals, comedians, they're tasked with looking after a actress who's actually been witness to a murder attempt and also has some information on a crime lord. What happens is they send 3 assassins after this actress, and the amount of things that happen in this film that works up to a real kick-ass finale at the end with funny, hilarious fight scenes, but so satisfying to watch. The fluid camera work, the choreographing, it puts a lot of the films nowadays to shame. With these Hollywood big blockbusters, you don't expect them all to have Hong Kong style choreography and cinematography, but with the standard that we're at now, films can deliver on it, but they tend to go down a different route of having it very gritty, but they tend to forget the camera work is vital when it comes down to capturing those elements, those movements. So here's a quick clip from My Lucky Stars, which is the second film in the trilogy. Enjoy. Right, so just a short little clip there from My Lucky Stars, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and the female actress Sybil Hu taking on some balaclavaed guys. Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. It was the last one, and it's always magical to see Sammo, Jackie, and Yun Bio, all together in a film, doing what they do best. These films, by the way, they're all written and directed by Sammo Hung. Now, if people who aren't familiar with Sammo Hung, he was in the old TV series Martial Law on Channel 5 over here in the UK. And that's when people started to get to know his face. But he's also master filmmaker, master fight choreographer. Check out a clip from Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. Yeah, so back at it. So, but to talk about the actual Blu-ray itself, so not as many features physically as the 88 Films anniversary releases. You don't have Kung Fu Bob O'Brien's art on the actual books or the actual slipcase itself. You do just have a slipcase over here, which has got quite a nice velvety type of feeling to it. So you've got the three big guys over here. You've got Jackie Chan, you know, you've got Sammo, and you've got Yin Biao. And yeah, it's just the basic, all that information, that paragraph over there, that's all the information what the film actually contains. So when you open up the case, you're greeted with that over there. It's got a small booklet in here, which gives you a bit of history to the films themselves. Tells you about the cast. So it starts with Winners and Sinners, so it's really good. It's in order, it's just like the actual Blu-rays. So it's Winners and Sinners, you've got My Lucky Stars, and you have Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. So it's really good that they're actually laid out in that way, so you know which ones if you want to watch first. So yeah, some original artwork there from the posters that were released for Winners and Sinners. Then you have My Lucky Stars, and then Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. So very caricature type of drawings there. Behind the scenes shots there. That's Jackie Chan in a scene from Winners and Sinners. Quite a memorable scene that was. The stunts were crazy. Just going through this just to see what else I can actually show you guys. Yeah, it actually tells you about viewing notes, which is actually very handy, because it gives you a picture here, and it goes, all three films are presented in a 1.85:1 aspect ratio. For widescreen systems screening the disc, the display mode should be toggled, and then in brackets it says via the corresponding button on the remote or on-screen setup menu until the frame appears with its original dimensions intact, with thin black bars bordering the top and bottom of the image. That's really good. That's really handy, because obviously these old films, you know, they've been remastered or been taken from the original negative and then, you know, put in a different ratio. So it's really good the way they show the film actually needs to be seen. The discs themselves have a bit of original artwork on there. So that's Sammo Hung from Winners and Sinners. You got Jackie Chan over there, Lucky Stars, and then Yin Biao, Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. Now behind, so the sleeve itself, that's just a standard sleeve as it is. The booklet has the same image on it. Actually, the booklet doesn't, that's a lie. The booklet actually has a slightly different image. So that's really cool. But the actual sleeve itself is the same image, same writing, same format as the actual slipcase. But inside you have a shot from My Lucky Stars. There you go. So yeah, that after watching, you know, testing out the films, once again, I can't go on enough with how great these old films are when they're remastered and brought to our attention and give us an opportunity to own these films. And if you've never watched these films before, I hope this review helps. And I hope those clips have actually shown you what these films really contain. Lucky Stars. If you don't know, now you know. So, till next time, guys, thank you for tuning into this video. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. And shout out to Aldo, my brother, providing the music, allowing me to use his dope beats on my videos. And till next time, guys. Peace.